Hello and welcome back to TBC 22. I'm journalist Bruce de la Cruz, and today we have with us...
My name is Judith Simard, and I do paint nights in Clarence, Rockland, and surrounding areas. And tonight we are painting a snowman for the Snowsuit Foundation.
Perfect. And before we go any further, what is a paint night for those who don't know?
Paint night is an event where you buy your tickets, you show up, you sit down, you get drinks and appetizers with your friends or family, and then we show you step by step how to complete your painting. So it doesn't matter if you have experience or not.
Perfect. You just answered my next question. And so, what makes this such a fun and accessible activity to do for people?
I think a lot of people underestimate the fun in making art and being distracted while you're still processing emotions. And I think I love sharing that with everyone.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned painting is kind of taken for granted. What is its function in a small community like Clarence Rockland?
Well, we could definitely use an art center in Rockland. I think it's something that people would appreciate, especially for kids or adults in general, just to learn music, to learn arts. And painting is really a fun thing to do. Anyone can do it. If you can write, you can paint. So it brings people together and it's fun.
Perfect. And again, can you tell us why this is a special paint night tonight?
We're raising funds, so each ticket sold is going, a portion of the proceeds will go to the Snowsuit Foundation, which is organized by le GroupeAction and la Maison de la Famille Rockland. This is my second year organizing a fundraiser, so last year we raised a little over 300, and this year we're definitely raising much more because we're doing 2 events.
Perfect. And how did that all start? Who approached who first?
I believe it was some moms from La Maison de la Famille that went there at the center, and they did organize activities like go pumpkin picking with the kids and things like that. So they approached me to do fundraisers, and last year I just thought, why not? We'll do a fundraiser for the snowsuit as well. So, and I used to take my kids when they were little. I took them to the center, and they had so many services there, so it was a lot of fun.
Excellent. And how does it feel to be able to help out such a great cause in the community?
I'm fortunate enough that my kids are warm during the winter, and I want that for everyone, all families. I think it's a great initiative, and it's great that people are willing to come help out and paint for that.
So the Snowsuit Campaign is available for children in the Prescott-Russell area. So we assist families with low income or that have some financial adversities, and we offer the children free new snowsuits to keep them warm during the winter.
And this campaign has been around for the past 15 years. For anybody who's ever wondered, how does it work exactly?
Well, whoever's interested, they contact our head office or one of our Maison de la Famille, our family centers. And they meet with a early childhood educator. So they have questions. We go through the eligibility, of course. And if they're eligible, they take the sizes of the children. And then within a few weeks, they meet with the family and the children again. The kids try the snowsuits. And if they fit perfect, they go home with them.
Perfect. And are there any prerequisites for the family to know before they sign up?
Well, we follow the Statistic Canada low income cutoff, so that's one of the criteria. However, we have a tendency to be a bit flexible at times, especially during the last year with COVID. Families have been impacted on different ways. So yeah, that's pretty much the eligibility, and residing in Prescott-Russell, of course.
And is there an age limit for the children as well, or?
12. Is our age limit, but we've been getting a bit of requests this year for over 12. So sometimes if the funds allow us to, if we have enough funds, we can assist, but generally it's 12.
Perfect. And just going off of that, the families that you help, how many are there on average per year?
Last year we distributed 295 snowsuits. Mm-hmm. So I don't know the specific number of families, but I know that we've helped 295 children.
Excellent. And do some of those kids come back the next year? Or?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, they do.
And that's allowed?
Of course.
Yeah.
of course. There's no, like I said, the only criteria for eligibility is what I mentioned, and we're pleased to help families every year if they need assistance.
And the fundraising portion of the
Sure.
campaign, how long does that last for?
It generally lasts from November until maybe around Christmas, sometimes a little bit later, but that's the biggest time of the year for us. So as soon as we start the campaign, when people can request for a snowsuit, that's when we start the fundraising.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of fundraising, right now we are, like you said, at Paint Nights at Gabs with Judith. What are other ways for people to donate and other ways that you've been raising money?
Well, normally we have 2 breakfasts in one restaurant in Hawkesbury and one in Rockland. This year, unfortunately, the owner of the restaurant in Hawkesbury wasn't able, but in Rockland, at Broadway they were. It was held last week, actually. Very successful. So the owner is going to get in touch with us to tell us how much of a percentage he will be donating to the campaign, so that's very generous. Paint nights like we have now, and people can donate, or people, individuals, organizations, by contacting our head office. And we take monetary donations because, more specifically, it's very important for us to assure that each child gets the snowsuit that fits his own body type and keeps him warm. So yeah, that's how we're able to, through fundraising and the generosity of the community.
And speaking of the generosity of the community, how heartwarming is it that despite all the economic struggles that everyone, especially small businesses, have gone through the past year because of COVID, that they are still giving and donating?
It is heartwarming, and you know, when people say it takes a village to raise a child, I mean, everybody, even a small contribution helps to keep the children warm. So yeah, we're very grateful.
Was there any fear that because of COVID, that you would have to change the budget for next year on how many snowsuits you could buy?
So far, it's going well for the fundraising. Of course, I think we're not the only agency that does fundraising, that we have seen a slight impact on our capacity to receive funds, but so far it's going well. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so the Snowsuit Campaign is kind of overseen by the Rockland Family Centre here, but it is the Rockland Family Centre is overseen by a larger organization called GroupeAction.
Yeah.
So can you tell us who they are and what their mission is?
Sure. So GroupeAction, we serve, we're a multi-service. So you spoke about the family centers. So we have 3. We have one in Embrun, Rockland, and Hawkesbury, and we also have satellite sites in Bourget and Alfred. So those are resource centers for families with young children from 0 to 6. And they go there to get resources about parenting, child development, every single topic that will help a child in their general well-being and development, and parents. And we also have programs for the elderly and people that have mobility issues. So we have personal support workers that go in their home and provide them with services so that they can stay there as long as possible, live with their independence in their own home.
And the people who take part in these services, do they have to worry about paying for them?
No.
No.
No, all our services are free. We're there for the community.
And so how are they free? Are they funded by, who are they funded by?
So our family centers are funded through the Agency of Public Health Canada, and our other programs are financed through other sources as well, but more specifically, we're speaking of the campaign, so yeah, it's with the Public Health Agency.
And the fact that they're free seems like such a great selling point for all these programs. Despite that, do you feel in any way that the programs are underutilized by the communities?
We do, because when we look at the statistics in our region, we feel that there's more families that could benefit. So I think opportunities like you're giving us today to speak about the campaign is wonderful. We will be moving forward in the following years, working on our visibility, because we want to reach as much children and members of the population as we can.
Speaking locally to the Clarence Rockland Family Centre and all the services that they provide for kids that were just born to the age of 6.
Yep.
Why isn't it so important for that age group that they have such a good environment?
Oh, there's many reasons, but I would say the most important is it's the most crucial time for brain development, for social development, emotional development, getting them ready for school, making sure that the family is healthy, that they have sufficient resources, and sometimes families need a little bit of help. Sometimes they have challenges. We have a lot of programs that help families that are struggling financially. So we want our children to be healthy.
And that actually adds to my next question. These programs, they're free. Why is it so important that they stay free and stay accessible?
Because we don't feel that any child or any parent should have gaps of services. There shouldn't be roadblocks to access things that should be provided publicly. So that's why it's so important. We want to reach it, like I mentioned, we want to reach as many children and families as we can. So these services need to be free so that there's no roadblocks.
Perfect. And on a final note, just to bring it full circle back to the Snowsuit Campaign, what do you enjoy most about setting up the Snowsuit Campaign, and what makes it worth it?
Knowing that 295 children last year were warm, they were wearing very good quality snowsuits that even could sustain the coldest days, because it gets cold in winter, seeing their faces, and especially hearing about beautiful stories from my staff when they meet families and how the children are so happy to get their snowsuits and how their families are relieved, their parents as well, because every parent wants their child to get the best, So yeah, those are the highlights.
Honestly, Judith, those are highlights for everyone in the community, just to hear that. Thank you so much again, Judith.
Well, thank you.